Elon Musk is developing a vehicle that could be a game-changer for space travel. The SpaceX Starship, as it's known, will be a fully reusable transport system capable of carrying up to 100 people to the Red Planet. Before we continue, please subscribe to our YouTube channel by hitting the subscribe button below to get a notification on our next video. The founding philosophy of Elon Musk's private space company, SpaceX, was to make life multi-planetary. Musk has spoken many times about his dream of building cities on Mars. He believes the settlements would need large numbers of people to support themselves. To make that dream come true, you need a vehicle that is up to the task. Starship is a combination of rockets and spaceships that could transport more than 100 people to the Red Planet. The system is designed to be completely reusable. This means that the most important hardware elements are not disposed of at sea or incinerated like with other launch systems, but are recovered from space. They can then be retrofitted and flown again, reducing the cost of the entire company. At launch, the spacecraft called Starship is placed on a rocket called the Super Heavy, and the combined system will be 394 feet tall. With the spacecraft's nose cone and landing fins, the stainless steel vehicle resembles rocket ships from the golden age of science fiction. At the rear of the 160-foot-long spacecraft are 6 highly efficient Raptor engines that SpaceX has developed over a decade. Combustion is gradual and the engine design reduces the amount of wasted propellant. The fuel tanks are located in the middle of the vehicle. These supply the Raptors with liquid methane and liquid oxygen. Methane is the fuel and oxygen acts as an oxidizer, a chemical that causes fuel to burn. The combination is called metalox. Providing Starship with Martian resources for the trip to Earth would give a degree of self-sufficiency and make the trips more practical and profitable. Towards the front of the spacecraft, sometimes referred to as the upper stage, is a huge payload compartment that can carry large loads or people to targets in space. Super Heavy is 230 feet long and will be filled with 6.8 million pounds of cryogenic metalox. It is powered by around 28 Raptor engines, though this specification has been changed several times, and has a maximum thrust of around 16 million pounds. It should be able to lift at least 100 tons of payload and possibly up to 150 tons into low Earth orbit. As the spacecraft ascends from the launch pad, the combined Starship system begins to lean towards its intended orbit. When the upper tier separates in space, the Super Heavy turns around and falls to Earth. As it descends, Super Heavy unfolds steel structures called grid fins, shaped a bit like potato waffles, from the sides of the booster. These help to steer the rocket stage in the direction of its launch pad so that it can fly again. SpaceX plans to use an arm to catch the falling booster on the launch tower. This is the structure that allows engineers and crew members to access the spaceship and rocket while sitting on the platform before launch. However, it remains to be seen exactly how this catch mechanism will work. In the meantime, Starship's upper stage could be put into a parking orbit after separation, so that it can be refilled with propellant. To refuel, the spaceship would dock or mate with another spaceship that is already orbiting the Earth, functioning as a propellant depot. For long-haul trips to Mars and vice versa, each of which can take up to 9 months, Musk plans to install around 40 cabins in the payload area near the front of the upper stage. You could conceivably have 5 or 6 people per cabin, if you really wanted to crowd people in. But I think mostly we would expect to see 2 or 3 people per cabin, and so nominally about 100 people per flight to Mars, Musk said. The system could be used for high-speed travel between different destinations on Earth. The vehicle uses 4 steel landing fins located near the front and rear of the vehicle to guide its descent. This is similar to a parachutist controlling a free fall with arms and legs. As the Starship approaches the ground, it should be slow enough to perform engine combustion that will place the vehicle in an upright position. It then uses the Raptors as retro rockets to guide the vehicle down to a safe landing. According to Musk, this general approach could be used to safely land the spaceship on any planetary surface in the solar system, including Mars. The company started with a 39-meter-tall test article called the Star Hopper, which resembled a water tower. Since SpaceX has been flying this vehicle 150 m above the ground, it has developed increasingly complex prototypes of spacecraft. The prototype with nose cone and flaps, the Starship serial number, SN8, flew at an altitude of 12.5 kilometers in December 2020. It belly flopped to Earth and provided SpaceX with valuable technical data on the final part of the vehicle's return from space. However, SN8 approached the landing site too quickly and forcibly, causing it to crumble and explode. SN9, which launched in January 2021, ended the same way. In March of the same year, SN10 managed to land, but then a fire developed around its base that caused the prototype to explode on the landing pad. Musk has also announced that it plans to launch one of the vehicles on an unmanned flight to Mars in 2024. While the SpaceX founder's schedules may seem optimistic at times, he has built a reputation for ultimately achieving his goals, no matter how ambitious they may be. What do you think about the SpaceX Starship? Do you think the basis of Elon Musk's philosophy is realistic? Thanks for watching this video. Please share your opinions in the comments section below, and remember to click the subscribe button to be the first person to watch new videos.